So when you start it up, you're gonna head to the Gulch to start the exotic quest. There's 6 nodes you have to grab, and they're on a 30-second timer. So there's gonna be 6 ones hidden around the map that you're just gonna have to grab in this area, which we'll show right here as well. So 1 is here. 2 is right here. 3 we can actually grab over here and then go up top right for the 4th one. So 3 you can grab right here. 4 if you want, just come up here to the top. It's a little bit easier to get to. It's right there. 5 is going to be over on the side. Right back there. And then 6 is right here. You have collected all 6. You see in the bottom left, it will say simulated terrain submode cave deactivated. Once you do that, you're going to head up here back to where you found that 4th one. And basically what's going to happen is you're just going to head up. You should see a light on the right side, and you're just going to head in the cave right there. If you do happen to miss the nodes, you don't get all 6 in time, no worries. You'll just have to restart it. Just go back, pick up all 6 again, and you should be good to go. The Vex Conflux thing over here. Once you've gotten all 6 codes, drop down. Got a Titan bubble. Oh. Yeah, so here's the exotic quest. It's called node.ovrd.avalon. So that's how you start the mission. So there's a cool exotic mission here, guys. The only modifiers, Awoken Favors, you required are active here. Yeah, there we go. So now there's a variable quest step. So now for this one, we got to explore the Vex network and the EDZ and discover the secrets of Avalon. To get through the terrain right here, just follow where I head here on the video, and it will get you guys to the next main area. So for this next bit, you're going to see 3 symbols on the side over here. They go from top to bottom. So for our first one, it was square, diamond, and diamond. So as you'll see right here, you want to shoot the corresponding symbols in the middle. There'll be 3 different ones that show up, but you just want to follow this pattern that you have there on the side. I'm not sure if they're all the same for everybody, but at least for my run, this one was square, diamond, diamond. So you'd want to shoot the square one first, and then the second diamond, and then when it reappears again, you shoot the 3rd diamond, and then that'll get you through the 1 out of 3 access codes. Then for this next one, there's going to be another set of symbols. This time, instead of 3 symbols, though, however, there are 4, as you guys will see right there where I'm looking at. This one is diamond, diamond, square, square. So what you would do is you would look for the diamond one this time, start off with that one, then go down the row. Next, you'll shoot diamond again, and then square and square, and so on. So you want to rinse and repeat that 3 times in this area. And if you mess up, no worries at all. I've messed up a few times on this one since this was my first playthrough. So if you do happen to mess up on it, it'll just reset the code and have a new one out there for you. So no worries on that. Keep in mind, though, this is a respawn restricted zone. So if you do wipe, they will probably make you have to reset it and do it over again. But as you can see, there's where the 3rd set of symbols are. And as you'll see, I finish off the last node here. And once you do, that is the third access code. So now you are complete with this room. You can just head on through, and you don't have to worry about the ads. You can just go right through to the very next room. This one, you just want to defeat a few Vex in this one. And then this will pull up the next zone. You do have to make sure you watch out for a lot of the ads in this room. They will definitely just keep on spawning. It's a constant spawn. But after you've killed a few Vex, it'll spawn another set of symbols to look at. So as you can see right there, I have square, diamond, diamond. It's the same thing where it goes 3 on the first one and then 4 on the second and a 5 set of symbols on the third. One thing I will add as well here, don't worry about trying to get it done as quick as possible. You have plenty, there's no time limit, so you have plenty of time to, like, if you want to kind of work on ads before you do a new symbol, that's totally fine. They will, despawn there in the middle, but they always reappear again, and they won't affect the symbol resetting at all. That only happens if you mess up and shoot the wrong one. But as long as you, just take your time, if you find one symbol, you got time to shoot it, you can do it quickly, and then start working on a few ads, and then you can always, do the next symbol right after. So don't feel like you have to rush or do anything like that. You have plenty of time to shoot the symbols, and it won't reset on you. Now, once you've completed the first set of access codes, this is where the second ones will spawn. So for me, it's square, diamond, square, square. As you'll see in the back, remember, just top to bottom. So you can always look back and reference that order if you want to look backwards every now and again too. That'll also help. Once you're done with the second set of access codes, the third set will be to the left of where the second set was. So you can always check back there and reference it if need be. Remember, this will be a set of 5 symbols for this one to make 3 out of 3. So now we got our second codes through. Access granted once more. So we just got to defeat more Vex. It is still respawn restricted, so be careful. You're not out of the woods yet. All right, now once you've cleared out enough Vex in this room, the objective will complete. You can just move forward. You don't have to kill all the Vex. Just most of them will count for the steps. So now after you've done that, another section here will open up. This is more of just a jumping puzzle, and most of the area is pretty straightforward. You can just follow my path here in the video, and this will take you to the next area. All right, so in this next room, pretty straightforward. Basically, what they want you to do is to defeat Vex, and then what's going to happen is you're going to see this Vex cylinder column here in the middle, and you're going to have to bank the data from the Vex that you've killed in there. You have a time limit, but it's still plenty of time usually to get it. SMGs were really nice for me here. Anything can clear these ads quickly. You want to mainly aim for these guys without the that are just kind of running around at you. These are the ones that are going to drop the motes. Once you've grabbed 8, all you got to do is just bank it in, and then you're going to drop down here. This section right here is basically just a zone to stay in. There's going to be a top that's going to spawn on once that timer hits 0 seconds, and you just want to make sure you stay in here to get into the next area. All right, so now once that timer has hit 0, as you'll see, the top spawns overhead. The ads can still shoot through, so just be careful with that. You'll see in a later clip that one of the wyverns actually does shoot through it. For this next thing, it's the same thing. This time you just got to gather 10. So I'm just going to skip through this part just because it's the same thing. Just grab the 10 motes, and then you're going to drop down in the hole, and you're going to be all set. All right, so now once you've gotten the 10, you're going to sit in the bottom pit here. It's going to drop you down. Now you will be fighting a boss here. I was using Galahorn for this, but probably like a Witherhorde and maybe like a Cataclysmic or Taipan, something that can kind of hit the crit of the boss a little bit easier would probably do a lot better because he does have that. That's what I would personally recommend here. But honestly, the boss isn't too tanky, so if you wanted to just run a rocket launcher, definitely you would do just fine in this as well. But you can just start taking out ads. There's no explodies in here or anything like that, so it's pretty easy to take out the harpies and then focus on the boss damage too. He does have 2 thresholds, so just know once you get to that first threshold, you will only have to do 1 more, and then you'll have completed this boss. Once you have gotten the boss to that first threshold, he will move all the way back. He won't be firing at you anymore. You'll be all set. This part is literally just defeating the rest of the harpies that are in the room, and then it's a really smooth transition right into what you were just doing right before you were fighting the boss. So you're going to jump right in and get another 10 motes, and then jump down in the pit right after, and then you'll be in the next area. All right, so now you're back in the pit. You've done your 10 motes. It'll put the covering over top. See, as you can see right here, the wyvern can still actually fire through, so just be careful. But in this next one, same thing. You're going to grab another set of motes. This time, however, you're going to need 12, but still really easy to take out the ads, and then you'll be in the next phase of damage. All right, so you gather the 12 and drop down the hole. Now you'll be back in the boss fight again. This is his last threshold of health. So just give it everything you got, anything you have here. Pretty simple. It's the same exact phase as the first one. Nothing changes. So just delete his health the best you can. Once you have defeated the boss, there you go. You'll be all set. Basically, this phase, don't worry about it. All the harpies will despawn. Where the boss was standing is where you're going to want to go next. So when he was in that shield, you're going to head straight up there. And then after this, it's going to be another small jumping part. So just be prepared. If you want to have a sword out, I kind of got off my DPS stuff and went straight to my sword just to kind of make the jumps and stuff go a little bit faster. But pretty self-explanatory. Once again, just follow my path here on the video and it'll take you right to the next area. All right, congrats on making it this far. Now this will be the final boss fight of this mission right here. So for this one, I threw on Galley for whatever reason the second time. I definitely would say for me, what I like to use was Witherhorde, and then I used Cataclysmic. You'll see me switch to it halfway through the run. I found that to be a lot more useful, especially with how easy it is to hit the crit of the Hobgoblin here. Much, much easier in terms of doing DPS and stuff, especially since I'm also running Starfire as well. So what I would recommend is just there's a lot of cover in this area, so try to utilize cover the best you can, especially with the other ads and stuff and the wyverns. Now, once you get the boss down to his first third threshold, what's going to happen is he's going to teleport to a different room. The ads will still be in here, but you can honestly just skip all of them. You don't even have to fight them. As you'll see, there's a portal that spawns in the back there. So what you'll see me do is I'll just skip all the ads right here, and I'll just go immediately to that portal because it saves you a lot of time. You can stay in here and kill the ads if you'd like, maybe for a little bit more ammo. For example, if you're missing some heavy or something, you might be able to get some from them. But if you're all set, you can just go into the very next room. What you'll see here is the boss will be behind this triangle Vex wall. You're going to want to melt the boss sitting in front of us right there with the red aura around it. Once you take that out, it's going to spawn in the same system as when you first started the exotic mission, as you'll see right there, where you got to shoot the symbols that'll show up along the walls to be able to access the next room. The same thing works here with the nodes, where you have to shoot them to be able to open up the boss's shield to do DPS to him again. And this works for this phase and for the third phase as well. You'll have a bunch of ads spawning, so work on taking them out, especially the wyverns. You can also take out the hydras up top too that are also shooting at you. Those will not respawn during the phase right here. So once you take them out once, you'll be all set for this phase of DPS. I definitely recommend doing that, as especially if you're doing symbols and stuff with it being respawn restricted, you want to make sure you have as little ads as possible to have to deal with. Now, once you've taken all the ads out that you want to take out, what you're going to want to do for the first set of nodes is head to the right side. These nodes are actually going to be underneath the floor. You can stand on this triangle thing. It's not a fall through area, so you can stand there if you want to see it a little bit better. But as you see, I have 5 nodes to shoot for this first one. So I have 3 diamonds and 2 squares. So what's going to happen is you're going to want to do the exact same thing at the start of the mission, where you shoot the correct nodes to be able to access the next area. So just make sure you shoot all the ones that show up there, and then it should say access granted, and then you'll be able to take down his shield and do another set of DPS in the next room. As just a quick reminder thing as well, as you saw probably in the bottom left, it did say access denied. If that does happen to you for whatever reason, if you shoot the wrong one, no sweat. It'll just go check that same side again. There'll be a new order of symbols, and so just make sure you shoot all 5 in the correct order. Just wanted to show that here too, so that you know, oh man, did I mess up? It won't wipe you or anything like that. Don't worry about it. The ads may. That's also a possibility, but if you mess up the order or do something like that, don't worry. Just go back, look at the order of the symbols again, and you'll be all set. As you'll see here in a second too, I hit the last node and then it says access granted. What happens then is the boss's shield will go down, and he usually just stays up top right there. So if you want to, if you have a well, you could place a well on a block somewhere and just start doing DPS to him. He doesn't really jump down and fight you at all in this part, so that is a nice part about this phase. Once you do get halfway through this phase right here in this second bit of health, what's going to happen is he's going to put up a shield again, and this time instead of going to the right side, you're going to see us go to the left side, get a new set of symbols, and then shoot the corresponding symbols to break the shield and do the rest of the second phase of damage. So as you'll see here, I made my way over to the corresponding left side. Thankfully, I got a really nice set of symbols, just square, diamond, square, square, square. So super easy there. Once you take down all 5 nodes, same exact thing, you're going to get to the second phase of DPS here. All right, now once you've gotten through the second phase of DPS, he is going to teleport away. If you do want, you can stay here and kill the ads if you want a little bit more ammo. But if you're all set, just head right through the portal, jump in there, and now this is the third and final phase of damage. There really isn't a whole lot of cover here, and there are a lot of explodey Vex that are walking around trying to sneak up behind you and stuff. Just make sure you play it very careful in this phase, since it is still, of course, respawn restricted. So once you get him down a little bit in health, his head will pop off. The crit will then be in the chest this time instead of in the head. But just keep in mind too, the boss is going to be moving a lot. He'll get very quick and try to come up and stomp mechanic and just fire the laser a ton. So just be careful on that. But if you do enough DPS, you're going to get him down to the final bit of health. And once he's done with the final bit of health and you take that last shot, you are good to go. Congratulations on beating the exotic mission. This is the last part of this step. Then all you got to do is just go prepare for network expulsion. Now, once you have done so, all you're going to do is just click draw right here, and this will update your quest step for the variable as well. That next step for you is to go to the war table and the helm to claim your reward. All right, now once you're in the helm, you're just going to head all the way over here to the war table, and congratulations, you have just finished the exotic quest and gotten your Vexcalibur exotic glaive. Make sure you pick this up. There's some nice little dialogue there too if you'd like to read it. Once you have claimed the exotic glaive, you will have that now officially in your inventory. There will also be a second quest step associated with the exotic called Vexcalibur authorization override, where you have to defeat Vex with Vexcalibur to assimilate their network protocols and acquire the authorization override mod. Now, you definitely want to pick this one up, and I will show you also how to complete this too, so you get this piece for your exotic glaive as well. Once you have claimed it, that will be in your quest tab as well, and we'll go track that and get to the next step. One quick little tidbit about the exotic glaive too, which I thought was really cool. You actually can automatically get the pattern for this thing extracted. If you just go in and click the button to claim it, you can automatically have it available. So the levels will already be starting on it, so you can automatically start working on leveling it up so you can get it fully crafted with all the different like perks and stuff, which is really cool. Now for the Vexcalibur authorization override, we're going to come to Nessus right here. There's this great spot on Artifact's Edge, where if you just jump down here to the left side, there's this awesome Lost Sector, which is just full of Vex, and this one is a huge help. This basically, you can pretty much get the quest done in just one run of the Lost Sector. If not, you maybe have to jump back in and just melt a few more Vex with it, but you pretty much should be good to go. One thing I will say about this Lost Sector, as you'll see right here, if you are just getting the melee kills like this, there won't be any progress showing up here. What you have to do is you actually have to do it with the actual shot itself like that, the ranged attack. That is what's going to give you progress. As you'll see right there, it jumped already up to 17%. So just want to keep that in mind if you are doing it. If you're wondering, why am I not getting any progress? If you do the melee, you're not going to get any. Make sure you're shooting the ranged attack if you want to get that percentage to go up. All right, now when you melted enough of the Vex with the Glaive, the Vexcalibur authorization override quest will update, and they're going to want you to equip the mod inside of the Vexcalibur exotic. So all you're going to do is just head over to the exotic, and where the exotic catalyst part usually is, that's where you're going to equip the mod into that socket. After you do that, your quest will update, and will ask you to return to the war table and the helm to get to the next quest step. Once you've returned to the helm, you're going to go talk to the war table real quick. And there is your Vexcalibur authorization override quest complete. There's a little bit of dialogue here, but it gives you one of the engrams and it completes the whole quest, which is awesome. So congratulations on completing this one as well. It'll give you one of the Defiant weapons for your quest part as well. But that is it. Congratulations on completing both the Vexcalibur exotic mission, getting the exotic glaive, and completing the Vexcalibur authorization override. I hope this guide was helpful, y'all. There are other parts of the exotic glaive, like the catalyst and stuff, which will be available later on, but I just wanted to get a guide out there for y'all for the entire exotic mission, exotic glaive, and that extra quest step at the end. But I hope this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching. If it was, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and comment down below what you think of the exotic glaive so far. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you all in the next one. Peace.